I'm the pastor of two churches, Bethel Reformed Church in Leicester, First Reformed Church in Doon. I've been here since 2001. When I received the call to this church, I didn't at first want to take it. And the reason I didn't want to is because I didn't think anything good could happen in a small town. I hadn't seen it happen. I began calling people, just members of the church, when I received the call, and asking them what's happening, what are the opportunities. And I began to see that there were many opportunities. Because I have two churches, I cannot do everything. And that, in some ways, is a blessing, because as long as I've been here, no one has expected me to. Each Sunday morning, I start with a 9 o'clock service in Leicester, and then I come and have an 11 o'clock service here in Doon. People are surprised at that and say, well, how do you do that? And I always say, well, listen, we've done that for a lot of years. Big churches do it. They call it multi-campus ministry. Well, we had the idea long before they did, and that's what we're doing. It's great for the church because it encourages leadership. We began taking the church outside the walls, and we would go on mission trips. We took mission trips down to Mississippi, to Arizona, to Oklahoma, but then we began to settle on going to Omaha, and the reason we did that was so that people could come even for a short time. So we'll do a week-long mission trip, but we'll maybe have 40 people there for the weekend, and just a few stay on for the rest of the week. I began inviting people to Curcio, and that especially went well at our church in Leicester as people became spiritually alive through the Curcio, and they began to invite others, so that more and more people were going to this, and they were becoming on fire spiritually. And then they would bring that back and invite more people. I am seeing God do a great work in these churches, that people are responding to the gospel in a way that I don't think they ever had before. I also see people sharing, especially in our communion services, because we'll do that in different ways, and sometimes we'll ask the congregation to serve each other. When they do that, there is a deep spiritual joy, outpouring, and it is amazing to see. I remember one communion service in Leicester where a woman came forward to receive communion for the first time in her life. She had never dared to do it before because she had been brought up in the Netherlands church. And it was amazing to see her come forward. The whole church was crying as they saw her for the first time have that freedom to accept this gift from the Lord. So those kinds of things really show me that God is at work here. Well, I want to say that only God can make a church grow. I've seen a church die, and that's not fun. But I can see here that God is at work. We are receiving new members. People are making profession of faith. People are coming to our church and for the first time saying, I am growing spiritually. So God is at work here, and God is at work in every place on this earth. small towns and big towns. But I know that God is doing something wonderful in this place. And that's why I've stayed here for so many years. And it'd be hard for me to leave when you see God at work. And ministry is fun. It's just fun.